Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's time to do that top 10 best movies I have done a review on since I started my channel this year. This might be a bit skewed because, I actually started my channel like in the middle of the year, so I know I definitely didn't see every single movie that came out this year. But I hope it's still but I still did my best and found the best movies in my mind that really deserve to be in this top 10. Before I get into that though, give you all out there a big thank you for helping me surpass 750 subscribers and also reaching 800 subscribers at that. I never actually thought I'd get this far in the little time that I started the channel. In like less than half a year I've been, making videos, but I'm actually surprised and I'm very grateful to all of you. Grateful for all your support and that you all continue watching me make these movie reviews and reaction videos. And also, I'm hoping everybody's having a great new year. So let's get right into this top 10. So DC has had its bad moments this year. A lot of its movies that were expecting to come out on the big screen, big box office makes, were supposedly really just terrible. I think he knows which ones I'm talking about. But however, the one that wasn't even supposed to reach theaters this year, and actually did, was really good. Amazing. Well, it had its ups and downs, but still was decent enough to reach my top 10, and I'm talking about Blue Beetle, everybody. I'm putting this one at number 10 because, like I said, this movie was never even supposed to reach theaters, but it did, and Zolo Manganiello, I'm probably saying his name wrong, the one that plays Jamie Reyes and is playing our titular hero, Blue Beetle, is also did an amazing job. It's a great movie about family and probably one of the best movies that the DC universe has actually put out there right now. So definitely, if you haven't seen this DC movie, even though I know people have their ups and downs when it comes to DC, especially the ones for the DC Extended Universe, this is one that I definitely recommend seeing. It kept me entertained. Okay, so now for moving from superheroes to the horror franchise, I'm putting number 9, I'm putting Boogeyman here, the Stephen King adaptation of the Boogeyman. Now people are probably going to be wondering, why didn't I put this here and not Talk to Me? Because Talk to Me was supposedly did amazing as well, but truth is, I actually never saw Talk to Me. And I know probably people are going to be thinking, oh, you're crazy for not going to see that movie because that movie's probably better than the Boogeyman. But me, I am a big Stephen King fanatic, and when a movie like this, also like Blue Beetle, is not supposed to even hit theaters, and instead it's just supposed to go to streaming services, and then instead get a positive reaction and then go to theaters, that's saying something. Yes, the title is a bit bland, and you could put Boogeyman probably on anything as long as it's about an entity that comes into the dark, but the way the movie was shot, it's really amazing, and the origins of how they talk about the Boogeyman in this movie, it's a lot better than other Boogeyman movies out there. So, no doubt, I think the Boogeyman was one of the best horror flicks that came out this year. Moving from horror and now, actually still staying in horror and then adding the video game genre as well, we're talking Five Nights at Freddy's here. And this story, I'm pretty sure, wasn't amazing either. It was okay at best, but this was one of those movies that was kind of like Suicide Squad. Whether people the plot was good or bad, people were going to want to see it because Five Nights at Freddy's is a big franchise and it was going to probably meet its budget quickly like that, whether people wanted to see it or not. But I will say the story was actually pretty good. I already knew a sequel was on its way, and it wasn't it didn't finish strongly like I was hoping it would. Also, I wish there were some more animatronic scenes where we could have watched, but the point is that Five Nights at Freddy, a lot of people misjudged it, and I feel like it was very underrated for what it was. It was a good movie, and I'm actually looking forward to the sequel. Alright, coming in now at number 7, we have The Boy and the Heron, a Studio Ghibli film directed by Hayao Miyazaki, coming out of retirement to give us another artistic masterpiece. Hayao Miyazaki is a genius. This is a great Studio Ghibli film, the amazing artistry, the great story. It's without a doubt a masterpiece that will be in Studio Ghibli's legacy, though it's not not the best one Studio Ghibli has ever released out there. I will say that much. I'm not trying to make it sound like this was better than Spirited Away or Princess Mononoke. But this is a movie that probably focuses more on the older audiences. Not saying you have to be 18 to watch it, but at least kids who are like maybe 4 or 5, which usually Studio Ghibli films are kind of like could be directed at children that are a little bit younger, like Kiki's Delivery Service. But it's not like one of those films like Take My Hand, Let's Go on an Adventure Together. You really have to pay attention to understand what's going on in this movie. But without a doubt, this was a great movie for Hayao Miyazaki to end his illustrious career on. Without a doubt, Boy and the Heron. If you haven't seen it and you're a Studio Ghibli fan, I highly recommend watching this film. Closing out the bottom 5, I'm putting Ridley Scott's newest action epic historical flick Napoleon in there. No doubt a great movie, though kind of disappointing, but then again I can only speak for the theatrical version. I haven't seen the 4-hour cut yet, but I'm really still hoping that will fix things. But speaking as it from this cut, this movie had pacing issues, but the action cinematography and the amazing battle sequences I was watching were really good. I just wish we could have gotten more of those. But then again, this movie was supposed to be on Napoleon's life, not just about all the fights he was in, or all the battles he was in, whichever one you want to call them. But I'm really hoping that this 4-hour cut, whenever it comes out, or if it's already come out, when I get to see it, it actually fixes those issues. Because this just felt like it jumped around too much. But, I mean, pacing can do that when you actually intended the movie to be longer. So, without a doubt, Napoleon. Still looking forward, hoping that it was better than what I saw in the theaters. We are now entering the top 5, everybody! Top 5! And honestly, in this top 5, I think every single one of these movies by our main characters, or by actually more than one main character, deserves a Golden Globe or an Oscar nominee, without a doubt. And at the bottom part of this number 5, I am putting Poor Things. Emma Stone, an Oscar nom winner already, and probably could win another Oscar with this movie, because I love the gothic feel. Love the story behind Emma Stone's character, Bella, and her journey into womanhood. Every character, the feeling of this film, it's without a doubt an enjoyment. And I think what made this movie great, as I've stated before in my review, is because it's rated R. Without a doubt. If this movie was rated PG-13, it probably would have slacked off and would have been okay. The R rating is what made it really good. Without a doubt. Poor Things. A great film for Emma Stone, and I'm really probably thinking this could be one of her best performances. And without a doubt, I think she deserves to win an Oscar for this movie, but I think with the amount of other great actresses who did a lot of great jobs this year, I think it's not going to be easy for her to win another one. So now we are in our top 4, and right here where I'm putting at number 4 is without a doubt probably the movie that was probably the best family movie this year, and that was The Iron Claw. This movie actually just came out in December and actually tells the story of the famed wrestling family, the Von Erichs, and their curse and their amazing success that took place from the early 1980s to the early 1990s. Without a doubt, when it comes to family, this movie was without a doubt great. When it comes to tragedies, though, I think the ones that I've put above the list actually may be better. Though some may agree with me on that, some may not. I think without a doubt also Oscar nominee and Golden Globe nominee for Zac Efron. I don't know if he'll win, but whether or not he does, this was without a doubt Zac Efron's best performance so far in his career. His best movie. No questions asked. So now we're finally reaching the top 3. And although, let me just say as a fun fact, I mean, I feel like all these movies I put in the top 3 deserve to be number 1, but it was really just harder and harder to choose which ones. So, I mean, even though in my mind they are technically number 1, this is where I rank them. And right now, the one I'm giving the bronze medal to, I'm giving that one to Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan's newest flick. Without a doubt, a great drama film. Cillian Murphy was amazing too as well. Though, I mean, it just feels like it was a lot more drama. And I feel like the other two actually got much more entertained because it wasn't just drama for those two. But it was a great story, great telling of J. Robert Oppenheimer and how he built the atom bomb, and the fact that Christopher Nolan supposedly didn't use any CGI for this, especially during the bomb scene, it's even more impressive. But Christopher Nolan always has wanted to go for more realism than using computer generation. So, I mean, that's understandable. But I still find it hard to believe that he did the atom bomb test scene without special effects. I mean, that's pretty impressive. But yes, this year, third place for best movies, Oppenheimer, without a doubt. You haven't seen it and you're into these historical dramas, it's something I recommend you should watch. Coming in at number 2, we have Killers of the Flower Moon. Holy shit, that actually rhymed. I wasn't even paying attention, just excited for number 2, and I'm rhyming shit now. But definitely, Killers of the Flower Moon, without a doubt, deserves to be number 2. Another 3-hour masterpiece. It's interesting that 3 hours is now basically the new 2.5 hours. So does that mean that 4 hours is the new 3 hours? I don't know. But, I mean, what I like more about this movie than Oppenheimer is the fact that it wasn't just drama, there was always something going on for the 3-hour length that this movie was going through. And Lily Gladstone's amazing performance, too. I mean, like I said before, there were a lot of great actress performances today for the movies this year. I mean, along with Lily Gladstone, Emma Stone from Poor Things, Emily Blunt from Oppenheimer, Vanessa Kirby from Napoleon. But although all 3 of those that I just mentioned were great, I don't think any of them matched Lily Gladstone's performance from Killers of the Flower Moon. Without a doubt, I think she has the best chance of winning Best Actress this year at the Oscars. And of course, along with Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro's great performance, this was without a doubt one of Martin Scorsese's best films yet. And I think Killers of the Flower Moon's got really the best momentum going into the Oscars of winning Best Film of the Year, in my opinion. So now finally, we've gotten to the big moment. The movie I feel is the best movie of 2023. This one was not easy to pick, but let me just say, this is my humble opinion. If you guys don't agree with me, I'm sure that is perfectly fine. I'm sure there'll be a lot of mention in the comments of what you guys think was the best one of 2023. But in my opinion, it was Godzilla Minus One. Without a doubt. This is the best Godzilla movie I have seen ever since I've started watching Godzilla. And even like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Godzilla. Like I mentioned in my review, I still think that this was a phenomenal movie. The action cinematography, the sequences, the peril that we were watching, the way they depicted Godzilla. He looked evil and terrifying in this movie. And that was something I really liked. Without a doubt, that he wasn't just there coming up from the sea just to put balance back. He was actually there to destroy. So that's something I love. But the thing that really got this movie more than anything was that it didn't just focus on Godzilla. It also focused on people there accumulating from the war, and they actually had a story. They weren't just like side characters when the main character was just all Godzilla and who he was fighting. So, in my opinion, best Godzilla film, and without a doubt, the best movie I saw this year. Okay, well, that concludes my list of best movies for 2023. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys agree with my list or disagree with it, please comment here down below what you thought of the list, or if you disagree with it, please tell me what movies you believe should have been in this list as well, because I really appreciate your comments. And like I said before at the beginning of this video, I really appreciate all your support, and thank you for helping me surpass 750 subscribers, as well as helping me reach 800 before the year ended. I really don't deserve this much support, and I really didn't think I was going to get it that quickly, but the fact that everyone's still coming to watch my videos, even though I just started, I'm really so appreciative, so grateful for all the support everyone has given me. This will also be the last video I make for this year, so I hope to see you guys in 2024. Happy New Year, and stay epic.